Dan Celia.
Our poverty level has done nothing but go up.
I really, really appreciate your show and everything that you're doing. May God bless you.
Your personal economy.
You can't say, I don't want any risk. I don't want to take any risk. I just want to put my money in a CD and forget about it. But I want to earn 18% a year. It doesn't work that way.
Conservative talk radio you can count on.
Once again, Steve Forbes. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Dan, good to be with you.
Financial Issues with Dan Celia.
Hi, Dan. I just want you to know how much I really appreciate the passion that you have.
Aligning reality with truth.
And I've got Congresswoman Bachmann with us right now.
So I just want to thank you. I want to thank your listeners.
We need to save America and keep it intact for our children and grandchildren.
Now, here's your host, Dan Celia.
AFR Talk, Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia. It's great to be here. We had a great interview this morning. Listen, I just want to mention to all of you, if you did not hear the interview, if you're just joining us for the second hour of the program, if you did not hear the interview I had with Betsy McCoy, she has written a book called Beating Obamacare. Beating Obamacare. Make sure you podcast this program. You can either go to my website at financialissues.org and do that, or you can go to afr.net and download through the archives or podcast it, whatever you do. I don't know how you do. I don't know how you do all that stuff. But anyway, I just know it's there. So you can go ahead and podcast that because it is something that you'll want to listen to and hear. But more importantly, you get the book. And you know what, folks? You've never heard me push a book before. I've had guests on this program, some great, some incredible guests, but not necessarily authors. But this book is a book you have to have. You have to read it. You've got to encourage others to buy it because I don't want you to pass it on because it's a handbook. The subtitle is Your Handbook for Surviving the New Healthcare Law. So you need to pick it up. It's called Beating Obamacare. You can get it at any Barnes & Noble or bookstore, or you can Google Beating Obamacare and find out where the book is. You can probably get it from Dr. McCoy's website. But anyway, check that out. Let's go back to, I was talking to Ginger. Let's go back to Ginger and get some clarification. Ginger has some annuities, commercial annuities, that we were just talking about surrendering. So, Ginger, so what I'm thinking is, or let me ask you what you're thinking. So you're thinking that...
I'm thinking that I'm going to lose $60,000. It says Lincoln Smart Security Advantage 1-year automatic step-up. Mm-hmm. Advantage 1-year automatic step-up maximum annual withdrawal will continue until the guaranteed amount is reduced to zero. And it has... if you are age 70 and a half or older, you may need to take a required minimum distribution. So those letters, RMD calculations, must include, in addition to the account value, the value of additional benefits such as enhanced death benefits and or living benefits.
Okay. So is this a qualified plan? Is it IRA money that you put into this?
This is what very much concerns me. It was in an IRA. But when I got this new planner, he said, well, it's annuity, so you don't really need it in an IRA. I was thinking if it had been an IRA, then I could have rolled everything easily over into a Fidelity or a Vanguard.
Yes.
But now I'm stuck with it's an annuity, it's an annuity, it's an annuity.
No, it's an annuity, but it is what's called qualified money. On your statement, does it say qualified plan? It usually says somewhere, usually up in the right-hand corner, it'll say something like non-qualified or qualified.
Actually, mine is a TOD, which is termination of death.
Okay. Well, it is, if it was done with IRA money, it's qualified money. I only know that because if it wasn't, even though it was going into, if it were going into a non-qualified annuity, you would have to have paid tax on that money. Okay. So... and that's why the minimum required distribution note would apply to this annuity. In other words, you will have to take a withdrawal from it.
Right.
At 70 and a half. So here's the thing. I mean, I would roll it over into your IRA. What you're going to have to do in order to do that is to surrender the policy.
Right.
you'll get a check. You have 60 days to get that check into your IRA. I would not cash the check or put it into your account. I would sign it over. Let's say you have a Vanguard IRA. I would sign it over to your, for deposit only to your Vanguard IRA account as a rollover coming out of this annuity. It is qualified money, and you're going to be able to do that. Now, they will tell you that you can only do that through what is called a 1035 exchange. But I would move that money out. Here's the problem I have with all the guaranteed interest or all the guarantees that you have in the account. And I just follow me on this. So if you lose, let's say you have $100,000 in that, and it is guaranteeing you an income, but at the time you begin to make your withdrawals on the income, for the income to withdraw the account, at the time that you do that, you now have $80,000 instead of $100,000. One of two things are going to happen. You're going to run out of money sooner than you would, unless the Lord calls you home, in which case it will pay your estate the death benefit, which will be, guaranteed. I mean, you're paying for a death benefit. So that in that case, it would return what it said it was going to do. But the insurance company, which is basically what it's done, even though it includes American Mutual Funds, is not going to take a loss of the $20,000 in my scenario of the $20,000. In other words, they're not going to continue to pay you. So now you've withdrawn $80,000. They're not going to let you continue to withdraw another $20,000 because they really don't have any obligation to do that unless something triggers the guarantee. And the only thing that can really trigger the guarantee is death or maturity of the annuity, which would be an age thing. Usually it's 95. It can even be 99. So it still is going to continue to be exposed to the market and have risk of loss, even during that time. So and when you make a withdrawal, it is going to be taxable. So all your withdrawals are going to be taxable, just like it would be if you withdrew from an IRA. So if you withdraw $1,000 this month, you have to pay tax on $1,000 and treat it as income. Okay, so I would like to see you move it. The Vanguard Conservative Growth Fund is a good fund. Vanguard's a good company. I would not suggest that you put all of it into that. You may want to consider a Vanguard inflation protected fund, which has only done 2.5% last year. I don't expect it's going to do much more than that this year, maybe even a little less. But nevertheless, you may want to consider something like that for 10 or 20% or so of the money, and maybe diversifying another kind of balance fund. I would, and keep some cash. You need to at least have 30% in money market account. That's just my opinion, to preserve the principal. So I would be okay with moving it, but I would really try to make an effort to get it over into an IRA account and, continue that way, as opposed to moving it, closing the account and moving it over to an investment account of some sort, because it's all going to be taxable money to you if you do that.
Even though my counselor is telling me, well, I'm saving you all this money because this is a guaranteed one-year automatic step-up, they can't take that money away from you. You're actually guaranteed more now than what it's worth. If you move it, you're going to lose $60,000. You're saying that's not the case. Because I'm old enough to think there's no guarantee in life.
Yeah, well, the guarantee is certainly a guarantee on something. It's a guarantee to return income based on what you have. There has to be a ceiling. There has to be a bottom on it, and it generally is going to be the principal. So here's what I would tell you: if I can get $60,000 that I don't have in the account, then I'm going to do it. But if there's an insurance company that is going to give me $60,000 that's not in the account, then that insurance company is not going to be in business very long.
Right.
So I don't, so that it doesn't add up to me.
Okay.
And I'm not saying there isn't a guarantee, but if they say that you're going to get $60,000 that you don't have right now, what do you got to do to get it?
Right.
And I would start doing whatever it is you've got to do to get it now, even if it means withdrawing it systematically on a regular basis.
Okay.
But remember, you are going to be paying tax on everything that you withdraw.
Okay.
You can't avoid that.
Right.
It's all taxable. The reason he said that it's not an IRA, it's an annuity, because annuities are deferred.
Right.
So it acts like an IRA. The difference between a straight annuity and this is that your principal is taxable, just like it would be in an IRA.
Okay.
In a true non-qualified annuity, that principal is returned to you tax-free.
But even it's a loss on capital gains because it is lower than what was when I put my money in Invention.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There is no capital gain issue because it's qualified money.
Okay.
It's all taxable. So if you put in $100,000 and you now have $20, that $20 is taxable.